so surprised. I'm so surprised. Y'all been in church 2 hours and you're expecting to see heaven out here, and there ain't no heaven. You're still right here on hear the black man's truth. No, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. You've been down on your knees the last 2 hours, haven't you? Begging some God to help you in the hereafter. But the hereafter is right now, brother. The hereafter is here and now.
We a series of amendments and leather African pendants, handguns and incense. Liberation's expensive. Earned by studying love, books and bloods, the crooks and thugs, the capitalist loves. They the enemies of the people because the words written replace where the innocence was. Searching for knowledge to escape what ignorance does. So we earn liberation by rejecting what was.
You got to earn your liberation.
Yep. Welcome back. Earn Your Liberation, episode 97.
An improved edition, Diallo free.
No, this is what happened. I went back and reviewed the tapes, right? And when y'all was covering the Angela Rye team, and you kept saying, if something happened to me, I wish I had, I wish I had some people who ride for me. And Miss Brown kept saying, yeah, they won't even ride for you now, right? And as they were saying that, while I was gone, I realized that y'all ain't gonna ride for me because Diallo was trying to, handle me and like create, and it was just sad, man. So I had to get him up out of there, and I sent him packing, and so now I replaced him.
Phrasing.
I had to replace. Well, I was trying to replace him with a more better Diallo, a Skip Diallo, and but now I guess Skip internet don't work no more. So I'm just flexing my muscle, man. Well, what's up, man? How y'all been, man? What's going on?
I'm good. I don't know. Diallo is under the weather, and Skip's internet is under the weather. But I'm good. Yeah. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I've been back and forth from Baltimore with this program. I wasn't gonna, like, when I'm in Baltimore, it's gonna be hard to do the show because I'm with the young people the whole day from like 12 to 4. But when I'm here, I just go in and do some PE, so I'll be here the whole day. But the miscommunication was I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to be there at a particular time. So when Skip was jumping in, even if I miss, I'll be cool. That's what I was thinking. So I'm sorry I miss y'all. My bad. But I'm doing well. Skip, how you doing?
Man, a little worried about why my iPad keeps kicking me off of the show. So hopefully I closed everything and hopefully that'll be that. Super excited to be a guest again. Life is well. Jared, how are you?
Oh, as I said, I'm good. I was making fun. I was saying, your internet is as sick as Diallo, but other than that, I'm great. And yeah,
I never knew you was on an iPad.
No, I mean I have all the devices, but this is the easiest one.
Because what I've learned, especially in my little days in Costa Rica, when I used to try to do the show, and I used to my internet was always bad. It was just my processor, and I had to keep trying to get a new computer. There we go. And
everybody's gone. I'm the only one here. Finally. Get these fools out of here so I can take over properly. It's about time. This is about to be the best episode of Earn Your Liberation yet.
I think it's Diallo. Yeah, Diallo. What's happening?
I have no idea. I was about to say this is about to be the best show ever. Get rid of all of you so I could be solo finally.
We'll get you. Something. Oh my gosh. There we go. Hey man, but It's been a whole lot happening, man. My timelines, yeah. So a couple of things are around like the work that you've been laying out for quite some time, the communities I've been in, the organizing I've been doing, like, and the friends I have, like this idea of black business being any remotely pathway to do anything, when it's like you literally have no control over any industry, you have no capacity. And I clip Fawn's interview together, her explaining her whole what she came to be, but like I don't know, like I like.
And you talking about Fawn Weaver,
Weaver,
the now fired former
founder.
CEO of and founder of Uncle Nearest. Yeah. But I did hear, at least, you know, so the good news from what I saw is that the company buying them out is black owned. So
receivership.
No, the people that have apparently, as it's been reported, the people that have bought up the now collapsed company, the people who are now owning, who will now take over the company, is black owned, and they've vowed to keep the legacy and everything going, and to honor the Black foundation and history. And
do you have any links for that? Because so this is why, because the way I'm reading it,
I don't, but I just heard it reported, so I don't, you know.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this is how funny it's going to be, because what I'm like reading or understanding, the white people that gave her all the money, the white people she hired Jay-Z investment from, they taking the money, they taking their business back, and in the clause there was a receivership, meaning somebody else would take over, and their job taking over would get the creditors their money, and that's why they came in there and fired her. So if a black receivership, if the company that's being the black receivership company, the neutral person, if they're about to take over, like that's not like a win for black people. All that is a black firm ensuring that the white capitalist get his money from the other black failing firm, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll be curious if a black,
yeah, I mean, according to just Google, it just says that the court appointed receiver managing the brand signed a letter of intent to sell its assets to a confidential investment firm with African American ownership and leadership, according to Yahoo Finance. So I don't know if they've revealed who exactly that is, but that's the claim. Black-owned firm. So I can just show you this here. According to Yahoo Finance, a black-owned firm signs letter of intent to buy Uncle Nearest.
The brand.
I'm not sure what it is you're trying to say or to distinguish.
So pretty much the company is being seized, right? So actually, let me pull up the thing that I have. Like, I'm gonna look up.
So I mean, the receiver running Uncle Nearest signed a non-binding. The court appointed a receiver appointed a receiver. We've talked about that for weeks and months now. The latest is that apparently that receiver there's a letter of intent from that for that receiver to sell substantially all the assets of Uncle Nearest, its real estate holdings firm, and Nearest Green Distillery to an African-American owned investment firm. A federal judge would have to approve the sale first. So it went from being court appointed to a receiver because of money they owed Farm Credit Mid-America, which we've talked about before, is a white-owned or white-run collective that serves a whole bunch of different farmers, and liquor, and then the
in Louisville.
liquor and the liquor that they get for is the same liquor that Jack Daniels and everybody else in Tennessee gets it from. So like they're all part of it's a black-owned brand, but it's very much connected financially and in terms of the liquor part to the broader white-owned environment, business environment. So what's the I stopped. That's the latest. So I'm not clear. Yeah, so I'm not entirely clear with the distinction you're trying to you're drawing, but that's apparently yeah. Go ahead.
No, so maybe I'm misreading something. So the what I and I was trying to pull that up again. What I was reading that whatever the goal of the receivership is to seize the company, sell whatever assets to make sure that the white capitalists that gave her the money get paid. Like that's the role of the person that
the receiver, right. Yes. And that's what's happening. And now there's a letter of an intent for a black investment firm to buy it from that court appointed receiver.
Yeah.
But I feel like you see a disc. I'm not.
So and maybe for me, like I'm trying to follow the logic of a black business, right? Being kind of like pictured as like the black pathway to success, right? And in order for Fan or whatever his name, Fan, I don't know how you pronounce it. Fan, how she describes her origin is very interesting, but she says how it's impossible to be successful in this industry, and she can't sell out and all these other things. We'll play the clip in a second, but I guess I'm looking at just like the same how we look at EYL. There was never a way for her to be any like model of like black people building power or anything like that. And
to me, this is I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's it.
To me, this is a perfect microcosm of the whole problem. Mm-hmm. She read a story in the New York Times about this brother who was uncredited for teaching Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey.
Black Twitter then she boosts her head up. She said she listened to Black Twitter,
and she said, "I'm going to turn this into a business." So she took a loan, like everyone else does, and she got this. She took whatever initial loan. And I don't know if it was the initial loan that was coming from this Farm Credit, whatever.
No.
But eventually, as all businesses require, she took a loan to cover the costs of the initial investment costs. She cut a deal with the Tennessee whiskey distillery people. And my bad.
What?
Honestly, I'm just distracted by Skip's all the noise, all the background noise and the getting set up in the everything, getting all the audio testing done. That was it. So she takes a loan, and then because it's a business that is in the whiskey business with everybody else, and that is one that is largely targeting in terms of marketing a Black consumer base, it doesn't generate the revenue that is required to support all of the wealth that she wants, that she was apparently spending in terms of Martha Vineyard and the house in France, and all of this stuff that she's purchasing in the lifestyle that she wants is not supported by the business. So then she gets more help from Jay-Z's people, who then want the money back. She can't do it. She claims someone else, some white dude that she hired, which I thought was interesting as well. These Black-owned businesses that talk about the value of Black-owned business don't seem to want to hire Black accountants and Black this and Black that. So the white boy that she says she hired to get all her money straight, she then claims ripped her off and destroyed the business, and she tries to blame him. The courts don't seem to believe it.
He's not white.
The one initially that she said,
this guy who she hired, Michael something. It was this guy.
I don't recognize him. I seem to remember it being someone else, but whatever. The point is, it was whoever she hired, she then blamed. Are you sure that's the right picture and the right name? But whatever. The whoever she hired, Black, white, or whatever, or Asian, whomever, Latino, whoever she hired, she blamed for ripping off and ruining the business. So they didn't have the money. The court says put it in receivership, and now apparently a Black owned investment firm is going to buy it up and keep the thing going. Now, why?
I think that's kind of what I'm saying in terms of the black people who gonna keep the thing going. The thing going is they gonna get them white people their money.
So the point that I'm getting at is that, and why I'm saying this is a perfect microcosm, is that all of the discussion around Black-owned business and the value it's supposed to have to the Black community is nonsensical, in part because it still requires outside investment. It still requires a consumer base that Black people cannot support. And it still ultimately requires a connection to the supply chain, as Too Black has been pointing out. I mean, in a variety of ways, we've all been pointing it out for a while now. You're still beholden to a broader supply chain and means of production that Black people don't own. So whether, from during the shutdown, I was using the story in the Washington Post around the Black-owned puzzle maker here in the DC area, who was on the one hand excited to be getting all of this newfound business in interest around Black-owned businesses, and in this case, Black-owned puzzle makers, but he didn't have the infrastructure to match the new demand, and was having to look for outside investment in new loans, and then was still beholden to not only the outside investment from banking or whatever investment firm, but to the outside infrastructure of the supply chain of the products required for making puzzles, for the distribution of puzzles, the marketing of the puzzles, and so on and so on, none of which he was this singular business is in control of. So, and then of course the wealth that's generated ends up, as we saw with Fawn Weaver, in Martha's Vineyard and in her French estate and wherever else. So the idea that it was going to end up back with Black people as some collective generational wealth, it was nonsense. But all right, that's it for me. Go ahead.
So part of this is what I think I was telling you earlier. I remember I lived in Kentucky for a while, so I drank Kentucky bourbon. I like the bourbon barrel bear, whatever. But I until I met y'all, which I think they started in 2016. So that still would have been, I don't know, around the same time. But I never heard of Uncle Nearest. So like whenever I first heard it, I just heard it through what y'all used to say something like, yeah, shout out to Uncle Nearest or whatever. And I thought it was like, oh, this might be it, only because I know you was associated with it. I was like, oh, this might be a type of business that Jared was somewhat advocate for. But as time went on, like the business, just the critique that you have just always have, I feel like some people will feel uncomfortable because it's like, this is like you're hating or whatever. And it's almost like, again, maybe you're saying like, this is the obvious example, but I didn't know much about this person. I'm learning about it like right now.
It's new. For one, it's relatively new. Like it's created, yeah. Right? So it's relatively new. It's not even, barely a decade old. And it's to my point. Like I'm in favor of supporting Black businesses. So once I learned it was Black owned, I started drinking it. I have a bottle right behind me. I'm going to pop some open later today. But the point is, it's not that I'm happy to support Black owned business. It's the mythology around what that's supposed to mean that is the problem. Mm-hmm. And I don't have any illusions before this or after that the Black owners of the businesses I'm supporting are going to do something revolutionary with the money, or that our support of it is going to generate something revolutionary for the community. It's just a small thing of me saying it's a Black owned business. I have this choice. I'll buy it from them. And then ultimately we're getting the same liquor that everyone else is drinking in whatever labeled brand. If you get Jack Daniels or any other, most of the whiskey in this country is likely coming out of this distillery. So, whether you're drinking it as Jack Daniels or Uncle Nearest.
But here's where I've been struggling with my little coming to learn about this person and listen to her interviews. And I'm about to play one. It seems like she's like Byron Scott-esque. Like she don't even want to be really like Black. She don't want to be. She conveniently talk about Black owned when it's convenient, but mostly she's like, no, I'm everybody. I'm American this, and like God appointed me to do the liquor, and I don't want to preach or do the liquor. Like this is. I don't even think she would like. Whenever you said that y'all might have tried to reach out to them, I think it would be more about the small thing, and I mean more about the I don't want to say that, but it would probably be like it's probably like
phrasing.
She don't identify like she talks about in her interview how something about she likes about Trump, and because when she had to move out some country rural area, she had like white maids in her house and a white like some. Anyway, we'll see. This lady, this is my first time. Sorry, y'all. I don't know if y'all know her, if y'all watch the interviews, whatever, read the book, but this is my first time.
Highest failure rates there is. I mean, I've seen so many people come and go in the last 8 years. It's not even funny. Industry is run by 6 spirit conglomerates, and it's really set up that either you fail or you sell. You got 2 options. You come in and you fail is the normal option. That's 99.9% of them coming in. Mm-hmm. You fail. But if by some
see, this is always my point. And it's always been my point. If she is a Black owner, started from where she just started here from, mm-hmm. and said, look, I'm trying to get a business. I'm trying not to work for these white folks. I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to buy a house in France. I'm trying to have a Martha's Vineyard joint. I'm trying to not do a 9 to 5. I'm trying, and yeah, we have this history, this Black history, and Uncle Nearest, and you have a chance if you're a whiskey drinker to buy it from me. But the reality is it's a 6 company conglomerate, akin to the 6 companies that run media, the 6 companies that run all the book publishing, the 6 companies that run all the internet. Like, and then, and say, look, you either got to sell or you fail. The likelihood of me getting, is, let's just be realistic. Like if she and all Black business owners approached it like that and said, now let me explain to you how this works. When you shop and you support my whiskey, this is what happens. When you shop and support them, this is what happens. When we make X amount of dollars, this is what we could do, and this is what we do. In other words, if they said, look, I want to hire everybody black, but here are all the positions that I need to hire, from the accountant to the people on the farm to the whatever. Here's what my payroll would be. Here's how much this is that. This is what I need through investment. This is what I would need to get from investment capital so that I can expand. If she put all this out and said, this is what it is, and I would be much more, first of all, it'd be much more honest and helpful for black people and everyone else.
Right.
But I think but they don't do that. So she starts here and starts with this impossible situation, and then immediately, and I haven't even seen this yet, but I'm sure is going to go into this whole thing about how we as consumers have to do more to support.
So
but go ahead.
I'll be honest. When she said that part, it was in the whole interview, it was very small. Like she said, if we fail, it's gonna be y'all fault type shit. That's all. But she didn't go as heavy as I thought, like you're saying. But this she goes somewhere else. I'm glad Diallo in here tonight, and Skip, we gonna hear what you got to say.
Stroke of luck, you're able to not fail, and you actually get traction. The way the system is set up is that the conglomerates, they're there to buy you up.
I can't sell directly to you, but I also can't sell to the restaurants, the bars, the retail stores, the hotels. Every place you see Uncle Nearest, I can't sell to them. And that's the part I think people don't realize. I have to sell to a distributor. A distributor then sells it to all of those places where you buy it. Well, the problem is who keeps the lights on at the distributors are the six-figure conglomerates. So those distributors, either you have to shake up this industry so much like we did, consumers are demanding it, or you're forced to sell. You don't have a choice because the distributors aren't going to move on your behalf. And in our instance,
we're so incredible.
So again, this to me is great, but it's instead of the focus being, which it never is, let's all encourage a public policy that redistributes the wealth created from this entire industry, so that no matter who owns Uncle Nearest or this or that one, we all benefit from the liquor sales. Because I, as the singular black owner in this process, cannot compete in a way that's going to generate generational wealth for the entire black community. That would be so much more valuable, because she's explaining what the flaw is, and then she wants to, to whatever extent, put it on consumers or something else, as opposed to just saying what we should be saying is, it is already a monopoly situation. The means of production are already primitively accumulated and owned. We cannot compete in that way. We have to fight for redistribution of the wealth we already have all contributed to. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No. Listen, I think in the last couple and if you have something in the last couple weeks or whatever, every time we cover these people, because most of the time I really don't know people's origin stories, I'd be just going and like, I don't know, man. I think she just happens to be
she's a businesswoman already, like an entrepreneur already.
American who happens to be black, and I don't know what we're doing with I think that's what's happening. And I'm curious if it's a conscious community, the radical, whoever community adopted this as a black business model or anything. But Skip, you was about to say something before I keep playing?
Yeah. Does my sound meet your qualifications, Jared? Is my audio good enough?
Not exactly, but as long as it's not rattling in the background, we good.
It's not like you in this can, but we gonna take it. Let's go.
Okay, but all right. Well, I'll try to switch to the mic in a second. But here's where it gets really interesting for me as a person who isn't quite like, I follow it well enough to understand what's happening, and the only thing that I can say is that I agree with Jared, right? But this is where I think there's a bit of a nuance that gets really interesting. I've been trying to figure out how to say for the longest that Black people need to be a whole lot more intentional because the things that we do and say look a whole lot like the things that dominant culture does and says, right? And in this particular instance, what she wants us to do for her is the same thing that America does for white folks. We're going to show you our individual success so that you can latch on to it and take pride in it, but you reap absolutely none of the benefits of anything. You just get to say USA, USA, USA at the game. It don't impact your life one way or the other, right? And this in particular, as someone who also has bottles of Uncle Nearest and does enjoy Uncle Nearest, it just becomes more and more clear that we don't want the thing that Jay keeps saying that we have to have. We don't want a radical redistribution of wealth or things. We don't even want more access to those things. We want you to be happy with seeing this black woman in the white man's club.
Well,
I don't know. Hold on, and I'm done right there. I don't understand how I could ever buy that and be critical of white people that buy it. Like, I just don't know how both of those things work.
Jared, you have something?
No, go ahead. That's great. Go. Let you get to the clip. Yeah.
Incredibly fortunate because you had certain groups of people in this country that are like, no, she said she's not selling. She said what she said, right?
You could penetrate this very white, male-dominated industry.
Because I believe I can do anything. If it is an assignment that I have been given, if it's a mandate that I believe God told me, do this, you can't stop. I'm actually excited that he chose this industry for me because he could have called me to preach. Sure. And man, let me tell you, I would not be happy about that. You look at the fundamentals of this, it should not have worked. Everything in the system is set up for me to fail. And I didn't. And I'm not going to. And so that's how I know. I believe that it's the fruit that you bear that tells the story. So you can believe that God called you to do something, but it's ultimately going to be, what are the results of that? That's going to tell you what it is. And so I look at the results, and that continues to remind me, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I said, oh, no. This isn't a case of having stolen from us. This is a case of allyship.
What makes you decide that this isn't a movie or this isn't a book, but it's actually a business that should happen?
The reason for the brand, there's a couple of things. Number one, before I even dove into the research, I trademarked everything, every variation of the name, everything, because what I've learned is that if you...
So Jared, what I didn't know that it started out as a book, which that one I sent in the link, and then there was the book in a movie, which they're doing it, and then the liquor. The liquor was like almost the last thing from what so
no, that's I didn't know about I don't know about the movie part, but that was the liquor. She is, I want to say she's a marketer. Like, she and her husband have a marketing or a business, some kind of background. Remember, we looked at it at some point, and she saw an opportunity. Now she'll want to put the divine spin on it, which I think is offensive. Even, I would think should be offensive. But there's a tradition for that too. And I was just sent something else I'll show in a minute that we can quickly. But go ahead. Yeah.
Own the IP, then someone else will take all your research and all your work, and they will profit from it.
You're in 50 states. You built a $1 billion company. What's one thing nobody told you about what it would take to build a $1 billion company that you wish you would have known earlier on? How much money? How much money it would take, and no matter how much you have, you need more to do. When you are coming in and you are disrupting an industry, you need so much capital to do it, but you have to be really careful about where that capital comes from, because you get it from the wrong place and they can force you to compromise.
When we didn't have the capital we needed, and the only capital on the table was bad money, I still had to say no. Everybody's tried to buy us. So, you can't put up a number that's less than $1 billion if you're trying to buy us. And give it up anyway.
People don't understand that it's not the equity that matters. It's the power. It's the vote. I have seen, and I've personally seen in this industry, people keep 70% of their company, but then get in a financial crunch, take bad money, and then all of a sudden, not only do they not have the equity, now they don't have the power. And they don't have the equity because they lost the power.
I'm so surprised. I'm so surprised. Y'all been in church 2 hours and you're expecting to see heaven out here, and there ain't no heaven. It's still right here.
So how I hear this sister represent herself is somebody who's God appointed, playing the game right, and as Diallo would say, she has come into a vector. She is a victim at many ways, but she has transitioned to a vector, and the story that she's telling herself are making her double down on it. So what I think I misread, I thought I was reading that Jay-Z had some initial investment, or whatever the investment Jay-Z had, she hid that from those white people and they was mad about that. But I also read when she hired the white boy, the Asian, whoever took the money, when she told him, she said, I need a lot of money, find me a lot of money and whatever. And it was loose. And she writes this in her book. It was loose the way, like, again, I'm not saying the white boy should have took advantage of her or whoever took advantage of her, but like, you can tell he's hit a lick. She hit a lick and he hit a lick.
But that was what was alleged, that Jay-Z's investment through Rock Nation, or the investment arm of Rock Nation, was supposed to be used to bail her out, but she took it to float her lifestyle and not pay back her investors. That was what was alleged in I can't remember where or exactly when we covered this, but or when I did it, or whoever I was with when we did it, that was the for the most part the story, that when she couldn't make the initial payments when she couldn't pay back the whatever loan that she got from the farm investment credit, whatever people, she got some money from Jay-Z's people, and then took that money. And then, and Farm Credit was like, where's our money? And then she was like, well, I got you. And then went and got the Jay-Z thing, and then was just basically floating her property in Paris or wherever in France and Martha's Vineyard and whatever else. And was maybe making some sort of minimum payment or whatever, but was not using it to, and this is sort of my point. Instead of, I mean, if I understand your point, the victim part is where she and all of us are bombarded with this mythology and propaganda around capitalism and Black capitalism and entrepreneurialism. Then once involved in it, and she sees the individual success that she can have, she becomes a vector for convincing others that there's nothing wrong with that idea. There's only something wrong with either how it's executed or with, the Black community's unwillingness to support. But there's and I haven't started, I just got it literally this morning, but Catherine Williams, who been working with a little bit on some of these issues around consumerism and the cult of consumerism, put me onto this book from early this century in 2003, I think, commodifying everything, relationships in the market, and it's a collection of essays, and this one is a chapter on preachers and peddlers of God, ex-slaves, and the selling of African American religion in the American South. And the point, as I understand it so far, is that the context is so much of how, at least my point would be, how so much of our what we think are our dominant ideas are ideas that have been marketed to us. And there's a similar mechanism to marketing religion, to marketing products, and then the use of religion to market free market fundamentalism, to promote that as a So the Big Myth, the book The Big Myth, talks about that as well, that there was there's not only the marketing of the religion itself, but the use of religion to market the concept of free market fundamentalism. So you get not only prosperity preaching, but you get, even in just general approaches, often in mainstream religion, this idea that entrepreneurialism and Black capitalism is somehow godly and liberating. So yeah, there's the Creflo Dollars who are like the extremes, but I mean, even within, I think, even well-meaning spaces where they're not overtly consciously grifting. And I mean that even in terms of the secular business community. I don't think everybody that promotes Black business as a solution is consciously grifting. It's consciously. They are not consciously. The concept of business as a solution is itself a grift, but that doesn't mean that everyone is involved in doing it. So that's what I think is even more scandalous about this, is that it doesn't require someone to consciously be involved in the grift for the mechanism to work.
Well, that's okay.
I got a question after to you, but go ahead.
Okay. So with hearing that, like, that's exactly the thing that I was alluding to earlier. I wasn't clear enough, and that just kind of reinforces and like solidifies where I stand on it. Because one thing has been co-opted, it just does what whiteness needs it to do, right? So regardless of what that thing is, so we look at schools, if we look at credit unions, if we look, and it goes back into that to the Fred Hampton piece that we've all watched a billion times online, where he was like, well, I want to see your education plan for this, right? Because again, we're having the same conversation with where how can you do business right? Well, you can't do shit right if it is grounded in capitalism and white dominance, right? Like, regardless of what those things are, it's fruit of the poison tree.
Solutions that don't
You see
solve.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Based off of if you can't build solutions based off a false premise. So really quickly though, she was a mega preacher. She's a mega preacher, bro. She's a Black mega preacher, but she's a Black mega preacher in the white church, though. Let's say that, right? She ain't a Jamal Bryant, right? And I don't know if Jared was saying, I guess he was. The way religion can be used, and then basically like Fawn almost had like the conscious community and the Black whatever on like trying to adopt her, but she's been kind of, I guess, leading back to the same conservative shit. Like I'm curious how you looking at this in terms of what she said about the spirit. Again, I know people misuse shit, but how you looking at this as?
But see, I mean, again, like, this is only solidifying the position that I'm taking, right? So we were here a little while ago, and Diallo was talking about getting put out of an atheism club because of the position he was taking. And I was like, so you mean to tell me people are co-opting atheism? Right? So it is that same premise that allows people to run rampant with religion. When the people are not critically thinking, which goes back to the education piece. When the people are not critically thinking, you can use things that they agree with to get to do things that they absolutely don't agree with, right? Because it just becomes the next logical step. And in making it the next logical step, what you're doing is asking people to give up their thought so that they can go along with you to reach a particular desired end. And that desired end could be getting everybody to heaven. That desired end could be getting Black folks into slavery. That desired end can be, we're going to make parties. We're going to have parties to stop the gang violence. and then we gonna realize that everybody like wearing Adidas, and then we gonna use this shit to sell Adidas. Like, it is essentially whatever the thing is that they want to build. It is essentially the solution that they have addressing the problem of this don't work. And the problem is usually where you need to get some more money, and then you can influence the way that it works, which only pushes the system even further forward. You got to unmute, Jack.
I know. I'm telling my daughters have called me, not knowing that I'm in the middle of a show. For some reason, they don't pay enough attention to earn your liberation. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I'm calling you out live. But I'm not going to not take the call. So of course I'm just letting them know that I am in the middle of a show that you all should probably be watching, but you know, it's all good. Love you, babies. I'll talk to you later. So that's what that is. So yeah, but I'm here. My bad. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So yeah, I think yeah, I don't know if there's any more on the. So I've been having conversations kind of where we start back where, so I got friends who have made it into successful black business. Of one friend who does this black food truck festival or whatever in Charleston. So, I mean, it's a big thing, I guess, right? And we always having this conversation around capitalism, whatever. And that was the other call that Rikichi based.
Let me out.
You know, that's crazy though. So because if that's Diallo voice there sound
Under
worse
stress. When he's stressed like that, it just goes up an octave.
Did you hear how you try to remember my voice last week, bro? That's, you know. Thank you. So I'll take that one. Because that does sound like a Diallo voice.
His voice is high. He's like, let me out.
That's crazy.
They should have never gave you his microphone.
But yeah, like, so I think having conversations around like the because it's always like, well, we need black business. We need the money. We need to like you can't have these things. You can't have the movement without the money, and y'all take money. Like, it's always like the response of like, we need money, and the methods to get the money is the hardest thing to explain. And in explaining like how white capital always shows up in every transaction, I don't think people, like, even with him, like, it was our conversation was almost like the Jet magazine in terms of what you're charging a bunch of people to come into your place, and you want to try to get big funds from white capital. What did EYL say on the stage? He's like, we ain't getting none of the big investors. A year later, Microsoft, whatever. You know, it's like you're charging your people to come in, but you really want the big dog. You want the white, and then you want a deal from the fucking hotel plot. You want Holiday Inn to holler at you, right? So Holiday Inn gonna holler at you because you're gonna make. So like you still chasing the white, and like, and it's so hard to explain. And I keep going back to what you introduced me to, E. Franklin Frazier, of like the world of make believe, like. Those folk, like the whole, not the myth of the black buying power, but the myth of Negro business. Like if that shit is a myth, like inside.
After Skip says whatever he wants to say, can we play that Rich Paul clip next? Because he perfectly perfectly follows from what Fawn is and what you're just saying. Go ahead.
It's when Jay-Z said he can't help the poor if he wanted them. Like Malcolm didn't exist, like Fred Hampton didn't exist, like Amilcar Cabral didn't exist. Like, it's this idea that, hey man, I'm gonna be your inside man. And we have no, I almost told on myself, I want to say it like this. There'll be people that come to me that y'all know that'll say on the side, see, man, I love that you be talking that shit, bro. Just got to a point where I can talk that shit with you. And what they really mean is, hey, bro, I'll be as close to you as I can be to get some of that shit on me. But I'm also far enough away that I don't get that shit on me.
That I could wash it off real quick before anybody shows up.
I've been told by people, and this is common knowledge, I've been told by people that was like, yo, when we first like got word of you, like it was really on some shit like, yo, like, to do this. And people in the room was like, I think he believed it. And them conversations stopped at that. So we celebrate niggas that won't get down with us anyway. It is the same thing in this book, The Phase of Integration. White girl, I think her name Cheryl Cash. She might not be white, but I always assumed she was white. Phase of Integration, right? And this book talks about how expensive it is to be white. Like, you got to put your kids in private school to stay away from people. You got to live in a house you can't afford. And essentially, like, all you do is finance whiteness from the people that have it, right? Now, what she then goes into is talking about the ways that businesses get lured away from black people because whiteness has more value than black people do, right?
You said businesses get lured away from black people?
Yeah, from black people because whiteness has more value than black does. So what they'll do in a place like Jackson we'll just be generous and say it's 150,000 people. It's not 150,000 people, but it's the biggest thing in Mississippi. All around Jackson, well, white people stay. So Jackson is, we'll just use round numbers. Jackson is 80% black, like the residents. So it's 150,000 people, 80% black. When you get into like who uses the city, who lives in the city, it gets blacker real fast because all the white people live in one particular place, right? Like they live on one particular side of the city. Everywhere else is black. All right. They will use the population of Jackson and the income of these white neighborhoods to justify why you can put a business there, right? So they know that the black people go where black people are to come to wherever white people are to find out, oh, what all new stuff over here because the investment allows for it to be placed over there, which reinforces this idea that black people can't have nothing. And they continuously do this in order to make it be like, hey, well, the only way I can get the money to do this particular thing is to go over here with them, and then I'm gonna bring it back. But I ain't seen nobody bring it back yet.
It fell through your pockets. He had a hole. Yo had
you
a
see
hole.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, holding it.
And it's the same way. It's the same way with the music. It's the same way with the politics. Everybody tells us they got to go along to get to a point when they can stand up. But they never stand up.
They get it back broke when they almost stand up.
And then they tell us, you got to be careful standing up because they'll break your back instead of just being like, hey, I'm going to go over here and get my back broke. We're going to come back over here and build it anyway. But they don't want to build it because they don't want to be around us. What they really want is proximity to whiteness. I don't even know if they want the money. I don't even know if they want the authority. I think more than anything is we just want to wake up and be around white people and be like, we good.
Well, let me clear it up. Proximity to whiteness for me is not necessarily to be around white people, but to do white people aspirational things and like have a white life and the comfort of whiteness. But so, because there's a lot of African-centered niggas who have proximity to whiteness too, right? White values. Like one of the coldest lines that Amos had, a lot of coldest line, but when he said, I don't think speaking articulate is talking white and acting white. If you want to act white, you act white like Farrakhan and them. I was like, ooh. Because Farrakhan and them try to build and model their nation right after the white nation. They have this, it would have the same patriarchal structures, whatever. Like, and I that was a like again, I don't know.
Wilson said Louis Farrakhan is acting white. I missed that one.
He said the nation that he's building is like the white man got this, the white man got that, the white man like so he got a black version of every white boy stuff. He said, got this, like, I was just like, that was a line. I was like, oh, okay, all right. So when I say proximity to whiteness, just like Diallo says all the time, some of the most radical black whatever, they just land right in the conservative field. Them cats over there will be separatist white boys. So like I want to say proximity to whiteness is something else too. So
wow. Anyway, do me a favor. Speaking of proximity to whiteness, can you play that? Or I guess I keep forgetting the one I put in the what's I'll pull it. I guess.
Oh yeah, you gotta pull it. You gotta pull it up.
Because I think he's saying the exact same thing that Fawn Weaver is saying.
Somebody say Louis Farrakhan. That's why he did that.
Wait a minute. Wait, what did they say? I missed it.
I'm pulling that shit up. No, man. Dre, no, don't do it. Let it go. Don't put that on. I'm gonna take my face.
But listen,
wow.
That man told us, man, that our hair don't match our eyebrows. And I don't care what nobody say. Like that, man, listen. I left.
He said what?
I left the church at 16 because I got a job. But man, what year was the Million Man March?
Which one? The rebound?
1995.
No, the first.
Oh, the rebound. The rebound was it. I was at the rebound.
No, I was at the
what
original.
Year was the first one?
95.
I was right. I was 15 years old when I left the church. Like spiritually, I left the church. That shit was over with. The minister at that church that I was told me that the Million Man March wasn't gonna work because God wasn't in it. And I was like, I'm through with this. I stopped eating pork because I was ready to join the Nation of Islam. I don't remember what I was on, man, but like Farrakhan said some shit about your hair don't match your eyebrows. And I was like, what? Is this your king? like, hey, get me out of here, man.
That's why the second one was a remixed preacher style. They had this preacher and the Christian, and they was beefing over Allah and Christ, and that was the whack. I don't know that the whack is, but that was whack the whole time. I was like, what? That's when I
look, man. This is not. Do me a favor. I'm putting this in the private chat. Pull this up for me, please. This whole thing with the browser situation is super irritating.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got the man. You gonna have to do the login. You have to do the login. That's what I be doing. I just be logging in and out.
Nah, man, because there's so many. There's too many different. I don't want to have to. I don't
play the whole thing. Play the whole thing.
Yeah, just play it from the beginning. I don't know if we need the whole thing, but it's not.
It looks great, but
what is the old clip?
When you think about all they endure and the pull down,
this is old.
I always tell my family,
wait,
let me be.
Did the Vest Fest already happen? No, right?
I don't know. So is this maybe from last year? It doesn't matter when it happened. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He said it. He said it. He said it at this bullshit. But listen to this nonsense.
Your back line of defense. Don't allow yourself to think that what's mine is yours. But if I'm your backline of defense, then, you know, we can really stay afloat. For athletes, we all have survivor's remorse, right? We all have that feeling that we feel obligated. And like Mr. Bridgman said,
2023.
I got guys 22 making $200 million over the next 4 or 5 years. I got several of those guys, right? And
by the way,
but the reality of it is, I'm constantly telling them that's not a lot of money based upon where you're starting, because you're starting from zero, right? So how do we understand how to compound that? Because they're done at 33. Everyone's not going to be play to their 40. They're done when they're 33. That money's taxed. You know, they're paying a 55, 51% tax. Not to mention jeans today, the ones they want that they're buying in excess, which they probably don't really need that, cost $2,000. It's not the same. His jeans cost $25.
Like his daddy, bro. That's how his daddy.
And so it's all relative. No athlete can afford to fly private all the time. Yet we see so many athletes on their Instagram flying private. I fly Delta. I cannot afford to fly private. And that's okay with me. You know what? And I'll sit in the Comfort Plus as well.
Comfort Plus?
Yeah, because I'm just trying to get where I'm trying to go to make the money. I'm not trying to spend the money. You know, I'm trying to get there, you know. And the times I do fly private, you will never see it on Instagram because it's not for show. And so I think that, again, it's just this mentality. You have to value infrastructure in any business, in anything, whether that's a family infrastructure, whether it's a business infrastructure. You have to have that. You can't scale without the infrastructure.
You can't scale without the infrastructure. So thank you for so look, the first bit of the nonsense is what they always do. They have somebody there who is only there because he was best friends with someone who became the rarest of rare talents in the NBA. It's the same thing with everybody else they have up there. I didn't make my money because I'm smart and with investment and financially literate. I made my money because you won the lottery. Like you won like 10 lotteries, really, being that close to LeBron is like. But then you sit up there and act like everything is happening independently and autonomously. Second of all, then he's saying the hundreds of millions of dollars that you make in the NBA is just not enough.
Yeah, I got to back
and
up.
You still need more outside investment. So, and by the way, when the reason one of the EYL dudes has to defend, he says Comfort Plus.
Hey, Jared.
Real quick though, the reason he has to say this is because their whole promotional campaign is to have people come up there who have not made their money the way that they're being promoted as having made their money, and then using that to sell people courses, which they then take the money from that and then show themselves in first class hot air balloons flying over Morocco to get more people to buy into the whole scheme. So you can't have somebody sitting up there talking about don't fly first class. And then, of course, he has to throw in there, and when I do fly private,
well, you ain't gonna know it.
Tell you, motherfucker.
That's some good motivational speaking. I ain't even gonna lie. That's some good. That's a flex. That's a flex, and they be like, "Oh, that is cold." But listen, I want to go back. I gotta take the opportunity since we don't have our ball chasing.
And then he married Adele. And then he took all that black money and married white.
No, that was a money move. That was a money move. Adele had way more money than that nigga. Stop, don't do that.
But I'm saying he took his little bit of black wealth and gave it to her and threw it on his little bit on her pile.
No. She said, "You can move in. You can move in. Go ahead, sell a little house you got, nigga." Like
she said, "Put your little LeBron money over there."
But listen, this the same shit. What Jared described is the same shit that Meech said they was doing when they throwing money in the club.
Meech? You say Meech?
Yeah. me said we got to do all this flossing so niggas will come shop with us. So all we doing is perpetuating the myth, right? And then we win not even using the myth and be like, yeah, y'all gotta fuck with me because I really got it.
So listen,
and nowhere would this work.
Believe it.
I really need to take advantage of our opportunity to have a quick ball chasing argument because of what Jared said, and Diallo ain't here to stop us. Jared, you just said because of the rare talent, right? Which sounds like you would say he has a rare talent. I don't know if you got that Michael Jordan argument or Magic or whoever. Like he's the best. Like I don't know if you're a Bron guy. Is that true? Was he that damn good, or was there some level of investment that their investment started in high school? Remember, he was playing in high school, and they had the camera on him the whole time. And let's not act like money is circulating, and there's an investment to make it go that long. Phrasing.
So listen.
So what? Can you clarify that? Like, are you saying like, you know?
I do have a very, I think, a too in-depth for now analysis of this. The short version is, first of all, just because I'm saying no one is better than Michael Jordan doesn't mean that everyone else is terrible. So even if you accept, and I don't, and actually LeBron is not even in my top 10, but that's a whole other. But even if he's your number 2, or or someone just says he's not number 1, that's not an insult. It's just he's just not. But I can also say, in both cases, if we're comparing Mike to LeBron, marketing was tremendously involved. Look, we could. I don't want to. I've been trying to get.
That's some hate. People, that sound like hate. You said he's not in your top 10, like your top 10.
He's not. The problem is that people have been blinded by recency bias and some of the skewed and misrepresented numbers, like the most points and all that kind of stuff. People have forgotten how many good players have been in this league.
I'll give you that.
And they don't, and also a lot of them just haven't watched. So it's only been recently that I stopped watching all these sports. So I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. So, and unfortunately for a time, I was way too much informed about all this stuff. So, but I'm not trying to relitigate that here because I want to stay focused.
Is Reggie there?
Reggie Miller?
Yeah.
Is he in my top 10? No.
Yeah.
No. And that, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but Reggie Miller in the top 10 of all time.
Is Magic Johnson there?
Probably Magic. He's above LeBron. That's for sure. I mean, that I don't even know why people have skipped over Kobe too. Like people act like Kobe didn't play either and have just gone from Mike to LeBron. But so there's so many, but I want to, huh?
Kobe is there for you. He in your top 10.
Kobe is I'm sure in my top 10. I have to go through my I
gotta make mine. How about that?
But just off the top, I mean, I would put, if we're going to do this real quick, I would have, Mike is at obviously number 1, but I would put just above LeBron, I would have people like Kobe, Wilt, Duncan, Moses Malone, Dr. J. And depending on how you wanted to do it, would I have Larry Bird up there? I don't know, man. I don't know. But I would have Curry. I would have above LeBron. I would probably put Kyrie Irving above LeBron. And since Kyrie is responsible for one of LeBron's rings, that's definitely for sure. But let me just make the point I wanted to make, though, because what I do think is important to point out, whatever anybody wants to say about Michael versus LeBron, both of them benefited from enormous marketing campaigns that were used to save the league. So it's important to remember that Michael, I think he's earned it all, but Michael was being used to market a league that was transitioning away from Magic, Bird, and that whole generation, and signing early with the, and LeBron was marketed in much the same way once, especially after Kobe was getting older and starting to retire. But coming out and being dubbed King James and all of that, which is good marketing, given the King James Bible and all of those kinds of references. That's all of that. I mean, and I do agree that LeBron has had to overcome a lot. Like, I think that's a tremendous burden to be coming out of high school being told you're the king before you've even played anything, and then having to try to live up to that. That's I can't imagine how difficult that would have been.
Joe Stevens, Jared just said that without the Like Mike commercials, who would be Michael Jordan? But I'm curious. Jared,
but go ahead.
I'm curious if you, because I heard Jared. When I heard
now, hold up. This level, this right here, Joe. This right here gets you kicked out. That's a crazy.
I saw that. And I was like, yo, that's hilarious. But there's no way I'm gonna have anything to do with that. I don't want to get on Jared Band's side. Like,
that's crazy. That
low key fight.
I was thinking the same thing. I would have to, if we were live, I'd have to step off the stage for that one right there. You have to.
Man, let me talk to you for a second. That's crazy. But I want to get the ball chasing conversation. In honor, since I'm taking Diallo's spot, I'll just start screaming about ball chasing to derail the argument. But I'm just out of we see that differently. You know what I'm saying?
I want to hear your sports take, man. I ain't hear your sports take in probably like 15 weeks now. Would you second Jared's?
I mean, how can you be so good when you are the leader in turnovers and you can't be in the game at the end of the game because you can't shoot free throws? How can you be the GOAT? Like, that alone is disqualifying. Like, I don't understand. It's not that deep. I'm not even if you don't agree with me on the top 10 thing. How is that? You can't even be in the game at the end of the game. And then, you know what really did it, though? And I'm going to tell you, this is my bias, though. This is the real bias. Did you all remember the All-Star game where they give the ball to LeBron and Kobe steps up to guard him and LeBron passes it away? And then Kobe and I think it was a KG or whoever, they all gather around him to tell him, like, what the fuck are you doing? That right there. Like, you can't be the GOAT.
How old was he? Was that his first year? Like,
what difference does it make? Kobe stepped out day one and was like, put Mike on me so I could go, I can't even say all the things he used to say because it's all phrasing now. They were like, he was like, but he wanted the competition. They wanted the competition. How are you going to be the GOAT when he won't even do the slam dunk contest? You know why? Because they got that tape that I just saw where old boy dunked on him and Nike said, no more. You're not going. Nike told him, you're not going out there. Just like they made the real Ronaldo, the real R9 go out in the World Cup when he was sick. Nike said, get out there and earn that money. And they said to LeBron, sit down, no more dunk. So how can that be, man? All right, my bad. I'm done. Go ahead.
Hey, man. So we're not all right. So ball chasing is not drastically different from rapping. I know we kept seeing not only has Jay-Z been involved in the Uncle Nearest, but Jay-Z also, thank you. Oh, my bad. Jay-Z also has been
more degrees. Yeah.
He does. He got more flow than this guy here too. Because this freestyle, like again, I'm an ex Jay-Z fan. I'm never gonna say wasn't an ex Jay-Z. Jay-Z used to be my guy. But this is the worst. The worst. But we're gonna play some of this, and then I know Jared, you said there's some things you were saying about it, and I want to hear Skip's take on Jay-Z. All I heard was Skip saying he looked sad, and I want to hear more about that.
I did sell out 3 nights. I sold Yankee Stadium and hell on. I'm a target. You ain't. Don't miss that target. No exclusive. They only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing the politicking as usual.
That's one of them clap.
They digging deep for narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of the characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check. I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got to sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as hell. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as hell. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I'm listening to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed because him. You can like it or not. We don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is a present and my gift is rapping. Oh shit! Let's get on some Brooklyn.
You know.
Now listen.
Stop. So I'm not gonna lie. Again, I did a little. I've been in Skip. You into media. Well, that production part. That burn could very well be like a crowd. So you could never know if the cow is like, that's kind of whack, that's mid, boo, whatever. And it felt like he was losing the crowd. And let's get on some Brooklyn shit was like trying to because that's all you got. If you want to re-engage niggas in New York, you could say, if you're in Brooklyn, especially, let's get on some Brooklyn shit, whatever. But yeah, do y'all know anybody who went to the joint? I got a few cousins who was there, and people posting you got to be there. That's you got to be there to know. You got to know to know. But yeah, Jared, what were some things that you were saying, or you can expound on what you've been seeing people's response to the freestyle? We know there's some factual lies about Cap taking a check and all this other stuff. His wife responded.
Yeah, apparently he didn't. It wasn't a non-disparagement. If anything, he signed a non-disclosure where he can't get into the details of the deal with the NFL, but he didn't sign a non-disparagement. I mean, the whole thing is nonsense. The whole thing is nonsense. The claims around boycotting is nonsense. The fact the point would be that even if the target boycott were properly or better organized and focused, the point would be you're targeting, pun intended, the fact that you're targeting Target with a boycott does not mean that if you shop at a similarly situated elite billionaire owned whatever that you're undermining the boycott of Target. It's a point being made. And if anything, similar to what I was saying about Fawn Weaver, the argument shouldn't be don't boycott Target because there are other billionaire run corporations. It should be notice or let's use or build from a boycott of Target, or use the boycott of Target to explain better how this industry works. Similarly, if Jay-Z were, or any other rapper were to say, let me use my relationship to the industry to better explain how the industry works, clearly they wouldn't have that position, but that would be of more benefit than using that position to re-promote the lie that this is a pathway for everyone, and then I can become rich and then help, as Skip was saying earlier. So it's all, and as I've said, I think it's just the rebranding that Obama's involved with, all these other of the grand rebranding of Black capitalism at a time where so many people are realizing it's nonsense. So
Skip, Zinzi put two things up that I was kind of thinking. She says, but besides that, ain't nobody listening to Jay-Z once they leave the venue. Jay-Z obviously in the news, he brought a bunch of people out, and somebody said something like Jay-Z so long ago, the generation don't know who he is in terms of lyricist. They probably know him, the business mogul, the Black capitalist or whatever, because he's been in the news, and as Dame would say, the Robin to Beyonce's Batman, right? And then, well, actually, the other one I want to talk about, I want to ask you the freestyle stuff that Zinzi said too. This is another question, because I am curious about and I thought Drake did it, but maybe somebody else. But the one who used to, it was a freestyle, but it was written, but it was a written freestyle. So when they rap it, it's a freestyle, but it was a freestyle, but it is
like so many words, this shit don't mean anything anymore. They've destroyed the meaning of it.
So yeah, but anyway, but before we get to that, I would love to hear your thoughts, because I think you was a Jay-Z fan too, ever as a rapper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's layers to it, but it ain't really that complicated. When I was younger and listening to Jay-Z before a lot of the little growth, and like I had it, but I wasn't like I am now. I listened to a lot of Jay-Z, and I think Jay-Z for a long time was an amazing writer, right? I get it. I've never bought into the whole he biting Biggie, like even when Diallo was bringing it up. I mean, it's just weird. Like everybody knows it. I get it. But this is the problem. It's the same reason I stopped listening to Ross. Rick Ross was like, "You a bitch, where your Honda Accord?" And at the time I was driving a Honda Accord. So I'm a bitch because I can't drive in a Ford wheel. Like,
I thought Honda Accords were fly as shit at one point. I thought they were a come up at one point. Like, what is he talking about?
Like, listen, like, bro, like, you legit like a bitch wear your Honda Accord? Like, man, I'm driving a Honda Accord.
I used to get it in my mama white Honda Accord. I used to get it in the Accord. So,
but I felt that way about when Jay-Z had that line, "We don't drive X5s, we give them to baby mamas." I was like, the X5 is fly. What is that like? I got to be a baby mama now because I think I don't have one, but I was like, that's a fly. I was like, what's wrong with it?
Yeah, like, so I'm just gonna get it out. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's what you think about me, why would I support you? Like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? So no, like, I'm good. And like, now you get more and more politically astute. Like, this is what happens with a lot of our favorite artists. They get older, but they don't grow up.
Facts.
At what point can I be telling my children how important it is for them to grow up, and I'm not listening to grown people? So I just don't ride with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I still listen to all my drug dealer rap. I listen to, you know what I'm saying? I love it. I love drug dealer rapping. But I also just don't have no passion about it no more. Like these folks ain't on what I'm on. Like I'm really trying to do something like completely different. And if I spend so much time with that, people begin to think like that's what they supposed to be. So I have to pull back from doing that to further distance myself from them. Like, right? Paul is writing and he's like, hey man, how can I be a Jew that lives like a Gentile telling the Gentiles they need to live like Jews? Like, ain't nobody gonna listen to. And politically, like, that's what it is. Like, oh, if I'm riding around listening to the same shit that y'all listen to, y'all not gonna hear what I'm saying politically. I have to be aware enough of it to know, okay, I like this one, I don't like this one, but also like present enough to be like, well, you know, in that song when he says this, well, that ain't really how that shit go. And you know, when he said this, that definitely ain't how that shit go. And don't, like, I have to be aware of what's happening just because of the communities that I'm in, but like, I'm not riding around listening to that shit. For what?
Do you remember? There was a scene that I think about it all the time, and it captures exactly what I think Skip was just saying. In Nas's, in the documentary they made some years ago that was commemorating whatever anniversary of Illmatic, they were making this. They're making this. I remember in the documentary there's this shot where they're scanning the bookshelf that was supposed to be the bookshelf of Nas's father. And it had all of these African history books and African-centered knowledge. And Nas his voiceover is him saying something to the effect that this is what, you know, I was raised on. And these are the ideas that informed Illmatic. And in my mind, I don't know if it was exactly in this way in the documentary, but in my mind, in my memory, that scene fades into the part in the documentary where Nas is being welcomed to Harvard by Henry Louis Gates and saying something like, this is the symbol of my having made it. This is evidence that I and we and hip hop and this is so as I understand what Skip is saying, this is exactly what I've been thinking. So like all the people, first of all, I was like, so if you read all those books, you wouldn't have ended up where Gates is, because Gates's career was built on destroying the careers of the people that wrote those books and who thought about those in the ways of those books. But the real thing I was thinking was, to Skip's point, like, you may have read those books back then. I read those books back then, but only one of us kept reading. So intellectually, I'm like, so people are like Jay-Z and Snoop and other people of my age they still have a career. I'm like, yeah, but they're still rhyming about the same shit that they were saying when we were all 20 years old. And yeah, they were great. It was great. I loved it. But we're now in our 50s. I don't want to, why are you still saying the same? And I hate to say it, but it's that line, because we don't want to agree at all anymore. But Lewis Gordon in one of his books on Fanon had this point that he said, colonialism creates what he said was a permanent adolescence among the colonized. And I said, damn. So yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So I a little bit of correction. His fans still around will say he's not rapping about the same shit. Jarrett, you're lying. Why? Because he's talking about the bills that he's passing.
Yankee Stadium,
laws he's passed.
I'm a target. You ain't. Don't miss that target. No exclusive. They only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They digging deep for narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check. I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got a sign of non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as hell. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as hell. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed because him. You can like it or not.
Laws get passed because him.
So
he's expressing political power now at this point, Jared. Like when you talk about Fred Hampton, like he's the reincarnation of Fred Hampton, and his evidence is he's passing laws.
So even in Reasonable Doubt and Politics as Usual, the track, if I were to go back, I should have. If we go back and look at the lyrics, he's doing the same thing. He's making references to broader, even geopolitics. What is it? I got the Soviet, the unified steady flow. You already know. So he's always making some allusion to grander politics to make the point that politics as usual is him ending up on top based on whatever business moves he's doing. So it's just flipping the context to say the same thing. I win. I have the most money. In fact, I've beaten all my competitors. I'm the one still standing here. And if I'm, whether I'm making reference to broader geopolitics or something more local, it's all, and I bet that there's even more parallels we could find. Real quick, I do want to just make this quick point because I didn't want to leave it. The whole freestyle thing has been destroyed. I think Zenzi's exactly right if I saw the comment correctly. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, freestyle meant off the top of the dome, no free thought, no schemes. You don't have anything written. That's the point. So when they start, when especially with the competitions and all of that, where people are again creating schemes and memorizing endless amounts, like that's not a freestyle as I've understood it to be. It's obviously involves a lot of talent. I think the scheme creation and all of that, I used to love watching the battle rap stuff for that alone. But I don't think that's not what freestyle meant when it was initially called freestyle, and that's why it was called freestyle.
Right, so
but anyway,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm telling you to that, Jared. I want you to look up this Big Daddy Kane quote, because I was with you for the longest. Like I pride myself on being one of. Notice ED. I'm not on that no more. Of being able to, like rap about the cups, and I can still do that. It will be much slower than in my youth. But Big Daddy Kane was like, now like a freestyle is it doesn't have a theme, it doesn't have a type, you just rapping. And I had never heard that before. But who am I to argue with Big Daddy Kane? So
I never heard that either. So this is literally the first time I'm ever hearing. I think anyone.
And I heard Big Daddy Kane say it. I ain't finna argue with Big Daddy Kane.
Nope.
So
not me.
I got a little bit of PD work.
So I would
work before we go on that.
All I want to do is redefine my point then and say, as I understood it growing up, before being corrected indirectly by the legend himself and one of my favorite MCs, by the way.
Yep.
That's how I understood it. Freestyle meant there's nothing prearranged.
I want to be clear in saying to you, Jared, that's what I understood it to mean.
But neither of us are arguing with Big Daddy Kane.
But neither of us argue with Big Daddy Kane. The last thing that I'll say about
Rick at this point.
that
because I'm mad at both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mean no disrespect, but like, you know, much like y'all, like, hey, bro, put that shit out, like, talk that shit, like, hey, do this, like, but for the relationships I have, man, rap lame as fuck, dog. Like, it's fucking weirdos, man. Like, I don't care about that shit, man. Like, and then when you talk about battle rap,
go ahead with these dudes.
Like, look, bro, then you talk about battle rap. Listen,
Yo, that's the perfect
205 Keontae know what he's talking about. Billy Woods is one of them ones. But I just want to add this part to it, bro. Like,
local rappers, bro. You just got to deal with the local raps. Don't anybody who,
bro, and that's what I'm saying. They all pretending to be
like niggas you know.
Bro, listen, go back to what I've been saying, bro. Like, I ain't even trying to just be like, I'm so right. Like, today is like a rare day. But listen to me. These same dudes that you like, well, you gotta listen to local dudes, they pretending to be Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I just, Brad, this is what I don't understand. I come from an era of believing rappers. I just come from that. When I went outside, if I listened, the dudes that was somebody in my neighborhood when I was a child, the dudes that I was around as I got older, the things they were listening to had a particular amount of value to me. Now, I just, man, I wouldn't talk to none of these dudes, man. Like, I just,
listen.
It's so strange to me.
Let's get into a little political work right quick, right? So,
all right,
the lady, well, one lady said, like, you really just had to be there. I'm still on the high, right? Now, you can't go to a grocery store and not see somebody with the Jay-Z face, the t-shirt like that. They either been there or they just bought some Jay-Z paraphernalia. And again, to the critical eye, just like I had somebody ready to, feel some type of way about the Fawn Weaver and Keith and Jay-Z stuff. And one person commented on my thing, like, you need to stop talking about Jay-Z. I don't even want to. People could still say, like, well, I mean, he bailing people out. Have you bailed any activists out? He got laws passed. Did you pass any laws? Like, all that shit y'all talking over there, y'all ain't passing laws over there. He passed a law, right? Now, along with that, reform is the ones he's talking about that pass the laws. Y'all remember when Meek Mill got out and the white boy and Meek Mill and then Jay-Z, they did this thing, which, again, the money that's passing the laws in this little thing, you can do your own research and see where the money comes from. So when he said he passing it, I don't know, is he a face there like any other business? But there's a white boy with a whole bunch of money who's actually doing it. And then even if you examine the law,
more than one. Look at the people in that. Look at the About Us section in this joint. But go ahead and come. Yeah. I mean, whatever you had highlighted there.
That's the team right there. It was a couple of them. You got Ruben.
Yeah, this whole
Yeah,
Desiree Perez, of course. I mean, this is literally his partners in crime, allegedly.
Founding partner Laura Arnold, right? Robert F. Smith. Founding partner Robert Kraft, another NFL nigga.
Because you can't have people going to jail when they caught on tape coming out of massage parlors. That needs to be protected with.
Claire Wu, what? Michael Novogratz, and he was at EYL.
He's one of the EYL cats. Like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's the very corporate, at best, right wing of the Democratic Party, wing of the ruling elite version of
Who the CEO of the thing?
And what laws did they get? This is the Rockefeller drug law, right? And what else?
Well, this one is the one where they to get Meek Mill out. Like so in Georgia, the
Oh, right.
yeah, the safety and improve the state's coalition. So these are all the laws that they got passed. The House SC House bill.
And, I mean, but my thing would still be like, you're a billionaire. Your wife is a billionaire. That's all you've done. That's it.
But again, it's him. Like the myth part is him doing it versus all those tons of mountains of white people that was in that space. The one with actual money and whatever. But even if that, like, just examining the law, like what the law says and how it might help, right? Work with advocates in Georgia to improve the state's supervision system. Reforms bill, like the thing is called reform, right? So right there tell you Jay-Z probably is not a revolutionary. So any black person say black business revolutionary, or like he's literally saying reform, but then you can read the bills, and the bills that he's saying that he's laws passing is still reform, right? And not only that, while it's reform, is working with the very same people, which the Colin Kaepernick stuff, and I don't know if you saw his wife yet. But if she's had any response, because it looks like they're not even responding to him anymore. But the same people he said that he don't have the boycott, protest, or whatever, not only he is in bed with the NFL, like is in particular owners that he's working with too. So you see the Kraft, and I don't know if there was another person on there, but at least Kraft there. And what did Ruben is a music guy, right?
I don't think that's the same Ruben.
So
it's not Rick Rubin for sure, but I honestly I don't remember who does what, but they're not. None of them are. None of this is meant. Once you see Robert Smith and Robert Kraft, never mind anybody else. That already lets you know what this is and is not. It is, and again, the point. There was I went through it like a year ago or two whenever the story finally really broke, and it was for me perfect, because the story initially was that I'm talking about now had started with an expose of the former owner of the Washington football team, Dan Snyder. And long story short, that I don't even remember at this point, they ended up revisiting this whole thing of how Jay-Z got the Super Bowl, and Desiree Perez and all of the shady alleged
Trump
business,
pardon,
all of that stuff. Like she
wild girl.
And their history going back is a wild.
And how John C. Malone get connected to them is even more wild. Live
exactly. So all that he's saying there on stage, Jay-Z, is a mask for the fact that for him being the replacement of the removed Colin Kaepernick and Eric Reed, by the way, who was still playing at the time that they were filing their suit against the NFL. Which I think oddly is back in the news again because of something else that just broke. That I have to get caught up to, but because I saw the brother that ran the NFL player union formerly, it was being interviewed on Pablo Torre, and I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but they mentioned this to bring up the point that when Eric Reed and Kaepernick were still in the league, bringing a lawsuit against the league, that should not have been demonized in any special way, because this is exactly what a players union is there to do, and is exactly what was done by people like Tom Brady, for instance, when he sued the league over Deflategate. As an NFL, as a member of the union, you're supposed to have the right to sue the league. That's the whole point. So when Kaepernick and Eric Reed were doing it, and everybody was, all these people, including Jay-Z and them, were saying, "Oh, you don't need to do that."
Jerry Jones.
Of course, Jerry Jones. Exactly. I can't believe we haven't had more N-word, hard R N-word exposés on him. I can't believe he hasn't been caught, because every time I see him say, I feel like he's struggling not to say it.
So Skip. We listened to Jared let Jay-Z off the hook because I guess he's still fanning him.
Yikes.
But you can say what you want to say as a lyricist. You know what music is about, and then as you say, the rap game is weird. But you got somebody ready to argue you down that, you ain't never talked about passing no laws. Like he passed laws and he helping the incarcerated. Now, wait. Yeah, he don't have Mamiya. Okay. He don't have Mamiya on there. I give you that. He don't have Mamiya on there, but like he's challenging the prison system. Like, what you talking about versus him?
He sued Parchment. He was a part of the group that sued Parchment State Penitentiary in Mississippi. That happened.
Jay-Z was a part of that?
So here's my response to people that do that. Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act.
Ronald Reagan signed off on King's holiday.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan King's birthday, a national holiday. Joe Biden gave us Juneteenth off. Donald
and
Trump
Leonard
gave
Peltier
us
got free. He freed Leonard Peltier. He freed a political prisoner. Biden freed a political prisoner. You know what I'm saying?
Now, didn't Biden pardon Marcus Garvey?
Yep.
Oh, because Julie, his son was here getting that popping, but his son.
Yep.
That's interesting.
So have Biden's picture up there next to.
That's all I'm saying. Part of the problem is we want to have two sets of laws. We got to have two sets of laws, right? So what happens is we want to have a law for white boys and forgiveness for black boys, and I'm not willing to do that. The law is the law. It ain't no, kind of, you know how shit go. Nah, we either following the law or we not. And if we not following the law, cool, we don't follow the law. But if we follow the law, we gonna follow the law. So if you gonna celebrate Donald Trump for pardoning Jack Johnson, if you gonna celebrate Joe Biden for pardoning Marcus Garvey, don't tell me about Jay-Z paying for some lawyers to sue some niggas to sue the state of Mississippi over the conditions at Parchment. Again, if he's the thing that he's telling us he is, that's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
And again, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We ain't even got to that point yet, Jared. We ain't gonna even get to the that's it point. What we gonna say is, if you tell me how powerful you are, I want to see this power. I'm from an era where somebody told you they had 30 bricks. They'll pop the trunk and you'll see that shit oh yeah, bricks. Did Jay-Z tell us everything you said you do, you did it? Couldn't talk about it if you ain't living. So all I want you to do is the shit that you be telling us you're doing. If you're not doing that, then don't tell me you're doing that because you told me you can't do that. That is where most of my confusion come from. Because again, I just come from a particular time and place, which is why I don't rap about selling crack. People see me in Kroger and be like, when you was selling crack? What's that crack out?
Plus, we need more songs about smoking it.
Good point. Free the drugs. Free the drugs.
Man,
Free the drugs. If you free the land, you're gonna have to free the drugs, though. That's just how I think. That's how it happens.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. But
again,
listen, bro, I'm just from a different time.
But not only are they making rap great again, they're protecting rappers. So they start a whole organization. Listen, not Mamiya, not none of you pick one, none of them. But when Meek Mill got locked up, they went in and go get their man.
Riding dirt bikes. You gotta remember, he was riding dirt bikes, though, man. You can't lock a man up for riding dirt bike.
The dirt bike was a breach of the probation, which they fixed that now. So it wasn't the dirt bike in itself; it's the dirt bike being illegal breach him going back to jail when they thought that's something simple. That's not really. He went outside state lines or whatever the case may be. But they passed that, they made the law a little bit fair. Like again, I don't want to discount the law might, I'm sure, help many of people that you know.
Yes. And going back to Jerry points. That's it. You can't tell me you the God MC, and then when I start asking you for stuff, being like, hey, we gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, you God MC.
Give you some crumbs. You can get the crumbs. You don't want no crumbs? How can he be broke if he one of y'all? How can you in one of y'all? That's
what I'm supposed to be able to do. And if I ain't do that, then I'm not riding with that. And again, I'm doing you the same way that everybody does us, right? If you pass a law, well, shit, pass a law for me. When we talking to you about solutions and all of this stuff, because the solution ain't big enough, ain't fast enough, it don't lead to you living like a white man, you say we ain't got no solution. So I'm just holding the same standard because we either doing this or we not.
Listen, man, this man passed some laws in the UN, and I'm afraid that if we don't do what we need to do, if we even here, shout out to Jared, Jay-Z gonna be the Paul Robeson. He just gonna erase the whole Paul Robeson. They're gonna be like, Jay-Z had done this, and he was this. He married
this. The thing that you don't understand. This is the thing that you don't understand. I know you just talking for the effect, but that's fine. If Jay-Z becomes the new Paul Robeson, okay. I just want to see this nigga go to jail for communist activities for it. Cause that's what Paul Robeson did. If you ain't on no list, you can't stand. Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. Like, if you the new Paul Robeson, get on the list, go to jail, get deported, fight for this shit, lose everything.
Lose all your money, lose everything.
But he told you in that freestyle, he's the one they can't control.
They can't control him though. He too slick. If Paul Robeson would have moved like Jay-Z, he would have been Jay-Z.
See, y'all controllable.
Yeah. And again, all I'm saying is, bro, every time, listen, I'm gonna tell you the other reason why you ain't the new Paul Robeson. And this just on the cool. Listen, this is on the cool. Why these white boys is raping these kids on this island and pouring acid on dead bodies, being like, hey, we talk Jay-Z if you the new Paul Robeson. Ain't no way they would invite Paul Robeson to that shit. We can't have Paul Robeson here. Paul Robeson to hit one of us in the head. Paul Robeson to do this. That nigga will punch you in the face and say a poem. We don't know what we gonna do with all this.
And that's why Bleak is earning his money. I saw Bleak out there talk about Jay-Z is right.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all right now.
Look who he was talking to.
Listen, tigers and clowns in the same circus, man. I try to tell y'all. You got an elephant in there. You got a clown in there. You got a dog on a ball. Like they all in the same circus, man. Like,
high flying acrobatics.
Whatever you want.
Listen, listen. So Jay-Z, there was a line. If anybody don't see the sign on the screen, hold on, we gotta pull that off. because I can't see it right now. Hey. Oh yeah, so this is a rap verse that Jay-Z said this about Bleak. Bleak could be one hit away his whole career. As long as I'm alive, he's a millionaire. And if I die, he's in my will somewhere, so he can just kick back and chill somewhere. And people remember that was a line. We was like, that's his man's loyalty is, he rewards loyalty. Now there's some other conversations around what he did with State Property, Beans, and all the other artists, even Cameron. But
he's not. None of them are in that verse.
Yeah, because this is Bleak. Bleak is loyalty to his daddy, right?
Yeah, and you won't find Bleak anywhere saying Jay-Z ripped me off.
No,
never.
No, sir.
So,
but when
the verse didn't say State Property and Beans and Oskino and Sparks, and he didn't say and what's her name, None of them.
A mill, yeah.
All of them got cut, but Bleak. Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, y'all remember Chris Jones? That Full of Smoke?
Yeah. Wow. Jay-Z even signed an R&B guy from South Carolina named Rel. All his loves for free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But here we go, really quick. This is Bleak defending Jay-Z on Breakfast Club when Tony Ayo, who is the child or dependent of 50 Cent, they beefing about who daddy the strongest.
Where that was your start. That was your call into the world.
It's kind of surreal, bro, because I never imagined we could take it this far. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing back then was to get a couple dollars, get a few outfits, some cars, maybe we chill a few summers. I ain't can do what he did these 3 days. It's name me another artist that can celebrate their first album release before the generation today wasn't even born when Reasonable Doubt dropped.
Maybe one.
Busta Rhymes.
Snoop. I give it, Snoop. Yeah, Doggy Style ain't gonna front.
Yeah, now sell out
not a venue that size.
Not Yankee Stadium. Snoop would be the only one I could think of.
3 nights in the. I can't even do that. I can't be like, yo, we doing coming age only. And it's like, you know what?
Who did Envy say?
You can do that at Urban Plaza. Last hook and went right into Whose World. It was the way they did that was just.
I give Jay number one transition from song to song at a show.
Should have been
Jay-Z don't help nobody.
Jay-Z don't help nobody.
Yeah. Y'all been going at it.
Say 401k records, nigga. It's called Hold It Down, homie. Drop some heat. Niggas ain't paying your bills, cuz.
Wow.
That's what it is. Niggas can't compete. That's why they talk like that. If 50 said 1 year, these niggas are being a shelter. They shouldn't be allowed to talk about us or anybody when you literally are a dependent. Like, that shit is insane to me, man. Like, niggas can't even wear their jewelry without their boss.
Damn.
Show me a picture of Yayo walking around with his chain, the passport chain, without 50 Cent there. I gotta see it. But niggas ain't taking care of niggas. You goddamn right they ain't. We take care of ourselves.
I think I heard Yale say that you and which is crazy. He said you and Jay's friendship is just more.
He don't think he's independent. He gonna respond to that right now.
I was gonna say
friendship is just financial.
He don't think so.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, both 48 going back and forth with each other sounds crazy.
Yo, but I'm just saying, it's like, yo, what you want me to be? Yo, Jay, look out for me. I drop bombs. We got a new song out right now, right? No More, what? Produced by Cool and Dre, movie. When the last Yayo record?
Is he serious?
I don't know.
He's a dependent. Of course, he viewed life through. Look out for
this
me.
is ridiculous.
I never looked at. Come on, Jay raised bosses, man. He don't raise dependents. We all bosses, business owners. I got a bar in a restaurant in Vegas. Tell him pull up and come eat. Everything free on me.
He liked to travel and eat. When he was here, he said they go to all the places.
We got all
they
that
do
fly
that.
shit, escargot, all that. The bill is covered. We feed people on this side too.
The bill's
covered. Yeah, that's what it was.
covered.
He said Jay-Z doesn't support Memphis Bleak the way 50 Cent looks out for him. That was the.
But how? Yeah. Where's his records? Where's his businesses? Where's his house? Do he even have a house? Wait, let me ask you a question.
He does.
Do this nigga have children?
I don't know.
Because when do he travel with his family? When is family time?
He got
I don't want to hear this 50 Cent shit and Jay-Z shit. My wife right here, we just came from Paris, rocking the chateau. My daughter was in there, was in the room Leonardo da Vinci built. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Like,
I know, but I mean,
But anyway, so
but this is seriously, to me, this is more part of the mythology around Black capitalism and entrepreneurialism. Be honest. I always thought until this moment, this is twice today. With the Big Daddy Kane thing earlier, this is twice today. Until this moment, I thought Bleak was always more honest about it and self-aware. I thought he was always like clear, like, yeah, that's my man. We were down since we was broke and living in the same whatever, and that's why I'm here. And that's why when my albums flop and nobody can cite a verse and nobody shows up anywhere to see Bleak perform anything, it's understood. I come out and perform with Jay, and I walk off with the money, and I thought it was like, and I would have thought, and when I was younger, I thought this is I thought this was like a Black version of Entourage, or Entourage is a white version of this. That this is what you want. I was like, if the kid you're growing up with, the first kid you know hang outside is the one who grows up and becomes a multi-millionaire celebrity and brings you. I was like, this is who wouldn't want that? I'd have been like, hell yeah. I was like, of course I'm sitting here because of him. What is the problem? Who wouldn't want that? To turn around and now say, again, who wouldn't want? Yeah, I got some massive investment. I took advantage of a hot moment. I turned I turned a Black history into a liquor. I got a seed investment. I got a Jay-Z infused investment. Hell yeah, I did it. Let's all live a little bit off of it. And I made it, and this is great. And why does it have to get turned into something else? You're a boss now? Come on.
But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Because he could be a boss.
He gonna tell you he a boss right here.
Listen, I'm not saying he not. I'm not. What they ain't saying. I ain't doing no kind of watch.
I want to examine that too, though, because Skip, you do this. You really like, let's give him that, right? I like to let's examine that. Show me. It's like fine, just sit here and pontificate.
This is why I'm and I cut you off intentionally. This is exactly what I'm saying when I'm saying I'm not willing to argue over that because I want to get to the big point that we trying to make. So if Milf Bleak telling me he's a boss, cool, you a boss. Everything you say you did. Cool. Right. Now let's get to the point that I'm making. The point that I'm making when rappers come up and they like, hey, I'm a boss, I did all of this, cool. All I did was improve shit for your mom. And I ain't saying that ain't nothing because I want to improve shit for my mom. All I'm trying to understand is how does your individual attainment impact my individual life? And I'm always asking this question as somebody who I don't think I would switch my life for a bunch of people. I show up in some of the accoutrement of success. When I walk into my backyard, I see a white lady. It's all types of dogs and strollers getting pushed around here. I ain't seen a body out here yet. All I want to know is how does this thing that you're doing, that I'm doing the version of it to impact the lives of the people around us? And I'm not talking about the people around us. I'm talking about the people around us. When I told y'all earlier that Jackson 150,000, what this house and the things that I can drive and what my check account, how does that improve the lives, outcomes of children in lower performing schools in this city? If you can tell me that it does, and if you can't tell me how it does, then I don't really want to hear nothing else you got to say, because your success, it doesn't do anything for me. Again, using another Jay-Z line, what you eat don't make me shit. You don't know my expenses. I got to buy bigger plates and more baggies.
Why you all
Why you all Aggie?
But he's
you have done all the things that you said you've done. I agree with you. How does that shit improve the outcomes for us?
But he's actually making our point, because he just said his line about Jay-Z raises bosses or whatever is that it's not. Don't look at my success to help you. Get out there and drop a bomb, as he said. Get out there and do something, like as if that's what he did to make his money. Yeah. And that's that's why they keep recycling this nonsense. Like Rich Paul said earlier, he leaves out the fact you don't have a LeBron as your homeboy. Geechee, Skip, y'all didn't grow up with a Jay-Z.
Jay, we talking about tops. I'm willing to bet.
Hey.
I'm willing to bet that.
I'm not
phrasing.
I don't know nothing about that. I don't know nothing about that. Not me. We are not talking about that.
Bottoms neither.
Phrasing.
Anyway, I don't think anybody in Ms. Bleak's family has him in their top 5 or 10 rappers. Like, so Bleak is in nobody's top 5 ever. And
nobody that has heard, even if you've never heard 5 rappers, he's not in your top 5.
Like him and Silk the Shocker will battle for the worst rappers that ever even looked at a mic. Him and Silk the Shocker, like these niggas is neck and neck at the last in the world.
Honestly, I wouldn't even say that, because I have not heard who can name anything he's ever done. Nobody listens to Memphis Bleak. I can't even tell you.
He can't.
My bad.
He can't. Watch this.
Where's his records? Where's his businesses? Where's his do we even have a wait? Let me ask you a question.
He does.
The wife right here. We just came from Paris. My son just was at night one, Reasonable Doubt. Where's these niggas' kids? And you talking about somebody taking care of you. Who are you taking care of, man? Like, yo, we fucking 50 and you still want niggas to take care of you is insane to me. And the fans online think this is right. Arguing it. Yeah, Jay don't look out for Bleak. He's not supposed to. I have a job. Mm-hmm. I get paid well. How do you get a check and say, yo, I need a check?
But tell him your job, though.
This is crazy.
I'm a boss.
I know, but I mean, you got a bunch of them.
Listen,
got many jobs.
We do rap. I have 4 gold albums, by the way. 4. All gold, hanging up plaques. Successful albums. I have 2 restaurants. What? I have a label that was successful. Warehouse.
And it was at Rock Nation.
Shout out Casanova, free cash, free my nigga Tax Stone. We made moves. You know what I mean? We did what we did.
I don't know how that happened.
Do say moving crazy. Mind Right Exotics in stores crazy. Rock Solid Pop. Shout out High Tolerance.
Google says he's lying. First of all,
yo,
Rock Solid Podcast.
Oh yeah, my bad. My bad. I ain't even bring that up. Rock
That's what we wanted you to say. That's why that was the setup.
Solid Podcast on Black Effect, iHeart, Drink Champs. Like, what more niggas want me to do? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a daycare center for senior citizens, rappers, since they want to be dependent and want people to look out for them. But only thing they gotta let me put life insurance.
Can you stop it real quick?
So if they die,
I just got off a call from an educator in New York City who is also involved in the hip hop community in New York City, who is responding to an issue of a rapper who is I believe now homeless, and was having this conversation with me around unionization and the industry and this, that, and the third. Not only is the Bronx still one of the poorest congressional districts in the country where hip hop is supposed to have come from and all of that, but we still have an issue where artists in 2026 can't feed themselves and keep themselves in good housing and healthcare in a city where Memphis Bleak allegedly is supposed to have come, in other words, instead of the focus being, why can't we take care of everybody in the industry with all the billions being generated every year? He's turning around and saying, why can't you do what I did? As if what he did, again, is not tied to this lottery ticket. And I mean, this is one of the, honestly, I know I'm laughing and smiling, but this is actually one of the most upsetting things I've seen in a minute. This is a really, and I mean the disrespect as a long-standing hip hop fan. He has not earned all of this. I dropped this, and why haven't y'all dropped that? And we make this and do all of that. So even when I look it up now, it says his first 2 albums went gold according to the RIAA, and the others that dropped did not, including one that only sold 164,000 copies apparently in 2005. And I bet if we go through all the discography, how many of those songs have Jay-Z? How many of those albums have Jay-Z on them? And who would have known to buy all of this without Jay-Z? Without him being on Jay-Z's stage and all of this. I mean, but anyway, I just find that it's, even if he was great, it's just so my bad. My bad.
Nah.
I think I interrupted the clip early or whatever, but
No. But I mean, Leah wanted me to play his Job Fiasco. He's a boss, and Nard trying to get his stake of, he owns Black Effect imprint in iHeart's portfolio, and so they was on there just flexing and stuff. But yeah, I don't have much else about the Bleak thing. That was, when I heard all this and I saw all this, this what made me go here and be like, well, I remember this line, and this line just don't really sound the same.
And by the way, it's not just that he's friends with a famous.
He got mad too. So Bleak acknowledged that. Bleak said he's mad that Jay-Z said that on the line because it messed up his career. He said that. He said this line messed up my career because it made people feel like Jay-Z didn't believe in my career, and Jay-Z said I wasn't successful, and it harmed my career. He said that.
No, as I remember that. And I may be wrong, but as I remember that history, Jay-Z put that line in there because Memphis Bleak had already had albums come out, or at least music come out, that was not well received. And it was Jay-Z's responding to criticism that was already out there about his homeboy. So he's saying, you could say he doesn't have he's whatever about his album. It doesn't matter because he's always going to be taken care of. Because the world had already saw your homeboy is not nice like that. And so even when you promote him and you put him out on your own record label, by the way, which how many MCs have that part? Again, how many people have an access to a label that's going to promote and put out your album and then put you on tour, in effect, put you on tour with their leading artist and maybe the leading artist, and you still, nobody's like, what is the Memphis Bleak song that you have to have on at a party if you're my
Bleak age? Is money. Memphis Bleak is.
I honestly don't. I know my memory's trash, but I honestly don't even remember whatever you're referencing. I don't remember ever hearing, and I know when he would come on songs in my car in that were being played in my car. Skip, He's like Praz with the Fugees. I don't think I finished hearing a Praz verse.
Oh, let me actually.
Praz ain't hell but one verse.
Well, no, but you know what? You know what I remember? Let me stop. I do remember Jay-Z was able, even though Jay-Z was rocking out every summer, Jay-Z was able to get Beak features on a lot of the popping artists, kind of like he's doing with the NFL. It's interesting how he can get people on the stage. He used to get Bleak features on whoever was popping at the time. So I do remember this song in the South, Skip. Fuck wrong with you? Round hair. Round hair was making doing some numbers.
Don't get us shut down, man. Are you gonna?
But I do remember round hair, and every summer or so often, whoever popping Bleak will get features on there. His own album now, I don't know, Bleak. Like I anybody that Jay-Z was associated with, I gave them a fair shot. That's how much I rock with Jay-Z. So I just don't know. I think PD Crack is way better, and Oskino and all them niggas is better than you. Like there's nobody in the rock that I can think of that you were better than. Like nobody. Like even a Mill when Jay's Jigga the shit. I should be rapping with a turban, Jigga the shit, even when I rhyme in third person. Even if he was writing for a Mill, the image of a Mill you wasn't better than. So like there's nothing in the rock over there for him. And I think Bleak should know that. But I do remember that nigga got on a whole bunch of features throughout his whole career that made him stay consistent. But yeah,
that's funny. That's funny. DMC not even paying attention to. Look, I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked.
Kinda like hits wise, they made a hit. Better Love is still playing around everywhere right now. So they made hits.
Again, even if he was the next whoever, the greatest ever,
no,
it has to.
I'm sorry, but no.
Again, my only point is he may be better than all of them. He could be better than whoever. He should have the humility and the understanding that even as good as you may be, as talented or good as a businessman or whatever, your affiliation with Jay-Z is what got it there. I mean, like, I don't understand, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Is my point. I wish one of my homeboys would have. I'd have been like, hell yeah, that's my man, and I'm right here. But like, yes, and they'd be like, oh, you only rich because of him. Yes.
Listen,
thank you.
We almost in overtime, and we got to put one more person up for the weakest of the week. And Jared, you said this, and I watched it, and I don't know, so you might have to do better at explaining what's happening with this Noah guy, because I said before, like I had to look and see where he came from. I knew something about South Africa, and I just, as I see this man sitting on his couch reading for a commercial for something, like this looks like his job. I know a bunch of, we know people who do online stuff. I was just curious, like, how did he get to this place?
I won't. I know we're over time, and I don't want to belabor. Do not play it. I'm not asking you to play it. What this is it's a commercial Trevor Noah did for Airbnb, and it's also, I would add, it's also a commercial for the World Cup, because the context is him and his friends watching the World Cup. So he's promoting the World Cup, he's promoting Airbnb, and as others have been pointing out, Airbnb's owner is a rabid Zionist, and has all of these backwards white nationalist, conservative, imperialist politics. So my only thing with it is that I just have this long-standing bias against Trevor Noah, going back to what really kicked it off were some of the comments he was making on his rise through the Daily Show. But then when we were and I can put the link, I can share the link if folks really want to follow through with this, but we were basically made to read his book when his autobiography was first published, and to use it, and we were told we needed to use it in our classrooms at Morgan State University. So I read it, and I just found his performance of Blackness, biraciality, colored, African, all were disturbing. And I have a much longer argument. Again, I can share the link. We can, or come back to it another time. But my point was, the short of it was, you're trying to present yourself as someone who can speak, even to be critical of Black America, because at one point he actually said, he did one of those things, Black America, it was a version of Black Americans need to stop complaining because they don't know what it's really like, because they haven't experienced on the continent colonialism like I have. And he does it in a more sophisticated, nuanced way than I just did it there. And he does it even in a more disturbing way in his book. So because of my own particular background and my own politics, I get particularly disturbed by his performance and his platforming and his constant being imposed on us as not only a comedian and a news person, but as somebody we should listen to and be informed by when we talk about race and racism and Pan-Africanist struggle. So when I saw this, I said, this is perfect. Of course, he'd be shilling for all of this, including the World Cup. And let me just nominate him real quick. So that was that.
So I didn't know he was I guess a older child actor. He was acting in some soap opera coming up. So like I was curious, like how he got his break and when did he come? Like, was he doing?
His break. I mean, he's been a comedian for a long time, and so I actually did. When I did this, because at the time now it's almost 10 years old now, but at the time I really got into looking into his background and his history and just trying to answer that question. And he has this long comedic career, which would often include performing some anti-Black and anti-African. In this case, I am distinguishing Black American and African because the way he, in a very nuanced way, plays the communities against one another to present himself as the most appropriate spokesperson for them all, including colored and biracial people, like in those specific contexts. Like he's doing everything for everybody, all to be all as carrying that very liberal white nationalist imperialist politics. So he got his rise doing that, and then that's why when Jon Stewart picked him to take over the Daily Show, some people that's where he really blew up. But and even then people were initially like, who is this? Why are they doing this? And like, oh, John just wants to do a diversity thing and all of that, which of course was part of it. But the other part of it was that comedians and other people kind of knew who he was. And then, of course, they knew what kind of comedian he would be. And I think one of the first jokes he told, if I remember correctly, for the story, the article I was working on, one of the first jokes he told when he got on the Daily Show was one of these things about, the corruption of African leadership. And he being from South Africa, he knew what it was, so he was just carrying that same old Africa's only messed up because of corrupt African leadership. Then he goes to the New York Times and he says, he's actually telling Black people, basically, Black America, let me speak for you because I know what it really was. I know what it really is. And then he wants to talk about, and then when you get into his South Africa politics, I mean, the book is so fucked up. Raised by his Black mother, but somehow his absent white father is the hero.
Yeah.
And the Black man that steps in for his absent heroic white father is maybe the only one slightly worse than his mother. Like, it's just so anyway. So when I saw that story, I was like, "Fuck!"
Born into criminality under apartheid, So he got his credibility. He has a radical struggle. Because like I didn't totally avoid him. I did see him once he started like being talked about. And I do remember like again, because I guess every time somebody make it and they're somewhat or they're black or whatever, the conscious community always like have some like grip on them, saying like, oh, like he conscious, like he, and yeah, I never really
because he's not stupid, and he's as black as most white liberals are confronted with. So it's easy to rebrand him as a progressive. And then Jon Stewart is telling you, hey, this guy's great. And if Jon Stewart, I mean, shit, who better to tell anyone, including black people, who their leadership should be than Jon Stewart? So I mean, it's just, but again, it's just one of those things where it's just I became hyper aware of how he operates because I read the book, and I started paying attention to him and what other people were writing about him, and others had been calling him out already. It's just so it's perfect that he would be brought back to shill for Airbnb, which is already a just kind of disturbing industry, and then its leader included, and then the World Cup. It's perfect.
So he's out of job now, or he's still on a major network?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what he did. My assumption was he left The Daily Show and moved up to something, but I honestly don't know. Maybe the fact that he's doing these commercials is a sign that his career isn't where he thought it would be. But
because that looked like that looked like
I mean that's fact. I mean facts.
Because let me tell you something. I'm gonna do a Airbnb commercial, and when they be like, "How you get?" I'll be like, "I did that Airbnb commercial, and this is my homeboy Jared." And that's why he balling now.
And I'll be right there. Yup.
And they'll
be like, Jared, why you rich? Because of Skip.
Man. Hey, before we get out of here, I just want to say a couple things about the rap levels that they were talking about. Listen, I really do listen to a lot of music. And when I was talking about Kid from Squad, Lil Wayne had a rap crew that split, and Kid ended up going to 50. So yeah, Bleak is not seeing Kid. That's
Kid is hard as hell. Yeah.
But you didn't hear. You heard him on the Squad tapes.
I don't know. I think I heard like a lot of. They were mixtapes, right? Squad is mixtape.
Yeah,
I heard them.
But it was like Squad Up. Like
probably,
boy, Kid is like that.
Yeah,
y'all
Kid,
great, man.
I heard about Kid and Currency around at the same time, but like, they New Orleans ain't bullshitting over there. So we got four: Jay-Z, Memphis Bleak, Fawn Weaver, and Trevor Noah. That sounds like the four that need to be voted on. And
that sounds good. Right. Let's drop this vote.
FAWN. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fawn Weaver.
So yeah, we got Jay-Z and his freestyle or his AI freestyle. Memphis Bleak and his cover for Jay-Z and revisionist history. Damn. And we have Fawn who God inspired to sell liquor. God, the Lord would have.
That's why they call it spirits. That's why they call it spirits. Amen.
How about Trevor? No.
Trevor, no. Yeah, that's good. Man, honestly, it would have been an easy Trevor for me until I saw that Bleak. That Bleak clip has me on tilt, as I think the youngers used to say, at least.
But is it Bleak or is it Jay-Z who created a Bleak? So consider it will, because Jay-Z did two things. Jay-Z did three things on this list.
I'm telling y'all, man, the boy really a villain, man. Like, I mean, I feel what everybody be trying to do. Hey boy, that boy really like on the cool now. This your meat. This your what I think.
That man evil.
We really don't know the depths that I think some of that stuff is gonna end up going to, because
Man, they tired right now.
He is just so there. This man said they make a billionaire a bad word because I'm rich.
So wait, look, real quick. Skip is doing what Trump spent 2 hours or however long he was doing this address. Skip is doing what Trump accused China of doing. Because as Skip started talking about Jay-Z, Jay-Z became the winning person. So you are fucking up our elections right now. You meddling in our shit right now. You meddling in our elections. And you communist threat.
You doing a James Comey to Hillary Clinton and where the leaked emails at?
Dang, Jay-Z done come back on Memphis Bleak. That's crazy, man. So we should have merged.
Yeah, maybe. If only that. Bro. Yeah.
What you say?
Other 4 people, 3 of them have direct ties to one person. I'm not saying who that person is.
Yeah, that's
but
deep.
The weakest of the weak.
That's deep. And let me find the Trevor Noah Jay-Z connection.
Is Trevor a Rock Nation? Because Jay-Z was representing athletes and rock speakers and stuff. So he had
Google just says Jay-Z and Trevor Noah have a well-documented friendship, frequently crossing paths through high-profile events, award shows, and his former Los Angeles neighbors. Their most notable interactions range from viral humorous moments on stage to Jay-Z being honored during Noah's hosting gigs. So I don't know if it goes beyond that, but they were neighbors. It don't take much to, outside, walking the dog on your golf cart. I don't know how all this work. And by the way, I was Skip earlier. You were talking. I said it's true. The only bodies I see in my street are taken out appropriately on well-paid, insured, highly insured ambulances and stretchers.
Like, bro, man, look, when y'all come out here, man, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I ain't trying to do it, but let me tell you something. Young me would have looked at this version of me and would be like, nigga, please.
No,
so when they be out here really getting into like how they living and all that, I just be like, okay.
So Skip, listen. So check this out also. Here's another parallel. So do you know that Columbia, Maryland, I didn't know this till recently, Columbia, Maryland at about 150,000 strong as well, is Maryland's second largest city. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I was growing up, I literally had a homeboy who lived on the street around the corner from where I live today. I drive by it every day. And when I was growing up, I was like, God damn, the money over here is crazy. Because I lived on the poor side of the suburbs. And I said, and now that we live over here, I'm like, yeah, it's all right. I mean, it's all right. I'm not complaining, but it's not.
Yeah.
But when I was growing up, the same thing. I was like, my childhood self would be looking at me like, you never in a million years. This is the craziest shit.
Never in a million years. So before we get out of here, Jay,
Columbia, Leah. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, if Jay is always on the poll, do we name the award after him?
Jay-Z. That's a good one. Jay-Z of the week. Jigger of the week.
The jiggers.
The jigger of the week. Wow. This jigger here. Oh, wow.
This jigger here.
Yeah.
Hey, I did see a clip where he was playing one of his songs and he, what's my name? And when he would cut the sound out, and you have Yankee Stadium filled to the tears with whites at singing
Jiggle what?
Jiggle
with
all
who?
my
Nigga,
like the whole
nigga.
what's my
Niggas
mother
better get it right. Let's get it right. Who?
the whole stadium.
White people saying it?
Of course.
What-
Who's
what
gonna
is that
stop
video?
them?
Take us out to a
Who's
video.
gonna stop them?
Let me see a video. I want to see it.
Not
Look,
those responsible adults
there's
that went
millions
to
of
see
them out
Jay-Z.
there. Huh?
Not those responsible adults that see Jay-Z.
All whites. Who had all
AZ and
white?
Rough Riders jigging my nigga live in Portland. Wait, this is in Portland?
No. It would have been at Yankee Stadium. And all I've seen is a bunch of like handheld cell phone footage. But that's been people are putting out all over the place. And yeah. Did he win? Did the poll? Yeah. Who's policing that?
That nigga done won, man. He won, bro. He won. You got it, nigga. I can't touch you, dog. You got it. Nigga, you who sold out? Nigga, you sold out 3 nights. You did. That shit crazy.
Look, that's why, I was saying the other day, that's why I think, in part, he has to take shots at Colin Kaepernick because he has to make how did I put it? He has to make Colin look like the sellout so that he can make him look buying in revolutionary. And that's what he's doing. That's what the whole thing is. So and
all you gotta do is come to a Skip Coon show, baby.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna say nothing because it ain't nobody in there.
And I've been the one. I've been the one. Best craft beers up in here.
Look, well,
I
it may not be Yankee Stadium, but the crowd at least gets a better.
I got to get to my chair.
Yeah, I got to go too. It's all good. But listen, fellas, thank you very much, Skip. Thanks for stepping in.
Mm-hmm.
For sick ass Diallo.
Yeah, man.
Hey, send me them drops though. Say whatever you want. Send me them drops.
Who drops? Me?
Both of y'all.
Yeah, I got to think of what I'm going to say. This should be the drop right here. This is Jared Ball.
You do have to point us in the direction you want to drop.
You just fucked it up. It was about to be clean. You just fucked it all up. Now I got Geechee all over my drop.
I thought you was one take. Oh, my bad, one take.
I would have been if you wasn't in the studio next to me talking all on the mic.
Breathing all on the mic.
But listen, send me them drops, man. I'm finna go on slide, man. Love y'all.
All right. Love you too, man. Put the thing on the thing.
I'm gonna hit the thing on the thing on the thing on the thing on all the thing.
I'm so surprised. Y'all been in church 2 hours and you're expecting to see heaven out here, and there ain't no heaven. You're still right here hear the black man's truth. No, you can't deny it. You can't deny it. You've been down on your knees the last 2 hours, haven't you? Begging some God to help you in the hereafter. But the hereafter is right now, brother. The hereafter is here and now.
We a series of amendments and leather African pendants, handguns and incense. Liberation's expensive. Earned by studying love, books and bloods, the crooks and thugs, the capitalist loves. They the enemies of the people because the words written replace where the innocence was. Searching for knowledge to escape what ignorance does. So we earn liberation by rejecting what was.
You got to earn your liberation.